Hey guys, it's me, Wild Neptune. Just want to give you an update on my free-to-play account after about 4 weeks of play. Hope you enjoy this. Anyway, let's go. So obviously, I'm at the 160 wall and have been now for a little while now. I do have as you see, a MLB Chisato right here, and this is from the collab and pull out of them. I would recommend that if you pull out a collab character, make sure that you can mech liberate them if you plan to, because if you can't, they go away and then you are basically out of luck. At least if you try it on a normal character, even if you fail, you can just wishlist them and hopefully get them at some later point. But, I did this here. I did it with only 200 pulls, which, is within the percentage bounds of back limit breaking, but it is just on that edge right there where it's just kind of good enough. So yeah, maybe a little bit risky when I did it, but there we go. So as far as the other characters that are pretty close to max limit break, we have Drake, Phantom, and Julia. I know that Julia is in the mileage shop sometimes. I know Phantom is not. I'm actually not sure about Drake. I don't think she is. So yeah, not sure about that. But 3 ones that are pretty close, not that bad. And then of course we have Privity and Helm here too, which are pretty good ones also to have relatively close. I would say 2 more. And yeah, just because you want to get at least 1 more copy from me here, just for the favorite items and stuff like that. So that's how we're going right there. Now, in terms of investment of my characters, of course, when you're at the wall, you have to do some things in order to raise your combat power to push towards certain points in the campaign. So let's look at some of the characters here. Of course, Trisato's the only one that's not limit broken, so she's the only one that can be at 200 right now. And she has the, the overload gear. And this is more for CP padding. She's not really good in story in comparison to other characters. But when you're at such a deficit, you kind of need to get some power when you can get it. And yeah, this is what I have going on. She has 3 out of 4 overload gear right now, and I'll be honest with you, this is actually better overload gear than my main has. The rolls on this account, which is a lot better on it, and tomorrow I will probably do this one too, just to get the attack bonus and more power and stuff like that. Maybe roll a little elemental damage, right? This is actually, maybe not the worst character in the world, or something like that. Actually pretty good. So of course we have the doll here too. Only at 3 blue, and I do not have a purple one to put onto her. So there we go. Next one would be Naga, and again, you don't have to overload a lot of some supports. I tend to though, just for some CP and some pad and stuff like that. Naga in particular though, she does get some bonuses for attack, and her actual attack damage is not for support. Is it's there. She can do things. So. Privity, a character I didn't really plan on touching until she got a favorite item to see what it was. Turns out her favorite item is actually really, really good. So yeah, I maxed out her doll just in preparation. And, 1 more copy and I can get there. So, again, some CP padding, stuff like that. So because we have Snow White, another good character. Leader, another good character. We have Scarlet Black Shadow, we have Helm, also. I don't have a purple doll for her quite yet to get to her favorite item quest, a little bit head start. But we have Alice, which I don't really use that much, so on this account. And then we have Rapid Redhood. And I'll be honest with you, even though Rapid Redhood is the best DPS in the game, right now I'm not really using her that much. And this is mainly because because she doesn't have a doll, right? And this isn't not for lack of trying. I've actually been refreshing my the bulletin board basically every day to try to get max chances at getting some doll boxes, and I just have not been able to get one for Rapid Red Hood, and it is extremely annoying because I know pound for pound she's going to do if she was equal in power right now to Snow White Heavy Arms, I could just run like her in like burst 1, Susanoo in the second burst 3 slot, and then Snow White Heavy Arms doesn't even have the burst, right? She can just be like an off burst and still do a lot of damage. And that would be an incredible team overall for story, at least at this stage, because Susanoo, again, not that great in story mode, but just to overall power above everybody else here just helps me out in terms of that deficit. But yeah, just the power deficit that Rapid Record is giving right now sometimes is too great for me to overcome. But thankfully, because I did pass the point in the story where I really feel the need to push right now, I don't really have to worry that much about it. And let's talk about that right now. So I would say the ultimate goal at the 160 wall is to try to beat Chapter 22. And I think almost everybody can make it to past Chapter 20, like with relatively little trouble. There isn't a lot of stuff in the first 20 chapters that is that difficult. However, because of your limitations and just maybe time, stuff like that, getting past 21 and 22 is a pretty big ordeal. Now, Chapter 22 is harder than 21, just because that's the way that, like, progression goes. But I feel that the boss of 21 is one of the biggest walls for newer players in the game, because Chapter 21 is Mother Whale, and, you know, it's not a fun fight. If you don't have certain units for that fight, then you are basically really struggling. Thankfully, Snow White Heavy Arms happens to be one of the best units for that fight, so maybe have a little bit of an advantage. And at the end of this video, I will have a clip of me killing Mother Whale. I actually did this a little while ago, but yeah, we'll have it here. But after Chapter 22, where the boss for that one is, I won't say, just in case you don't want to know the spoilers there. But yeah, it's another, fairly difficult boss, but not the hardest thing in the world once you know its mechanics. But you beat that, and you get to this anomaly interception. And basically, you can choose here and just, maybe you want some boots. You try this one. You just want some gems, not gems, like those like stone things to re-roll your stats. Get this one here, gloves, stuff like that. Yeah, and right now, when you first get to this, you would be lucky to even clear like half a bar, I would say, on these bosses. But it doesn't matter, because even completely failing at these things still gives better rewards than doing max bars on this one. So yeah, you just probably want to do this and try to get to this as fast as possible, because yeah, this is where the end game is right now. Besides that, Simbroom is Simbroom, still trying to do this every day. Still really haven't pushed overclock yet on this, but might do it in the future. We have Tribe Tower, which I've been doing every single day. We also have our arena, which I have, not really been focusing on that much. Right now, my progression and just my no life playing this account has let me stay pretty competitive overall. Yes, spenders are obviously going to outpace me eventually, but right now I am very happy where I am in the arena at the moment. And then we have Lost Sector, right? And I hate Lost Sector. But so far I haven't gone to any of the stages that are like really, really, really bad. Now I see this one right here, and I hate the one with like the ship that carries you around. Overall, like all these ones have always sucked. But yeah, right now I am on this one right here, and I kind of get stuck on these two mobs. I could kill them if I really wanted to, but I'll be honest, it doesn't seem worth it right now, right? Because I'll just get walled, I think, at least by the time I get to like this one right here. So I can just wait a little bit and get a little bit stronger, especially because I don't really like the mode anyway. Another thing I want to talk about too is going to be Solo Raid Museum. And this is something where you can get some missions here, and you do some quests, and you get some, some doll upgrade items. You also get these things here where you can choose and get some of your favorite item mats for some characters for certain seasons. And now there is also going to be a museum too, which will have some different rewards for different seasons. This one for season 3. So if you're lacking these for some older favorite item units, that might be okay. Like this one's for Helm, which is actually really good, because yeah, like maybe when I want to get Helm up, instead of fishing for a favorite for her items, I can just pick these, take them out of the box and just take all of them, right? So that is definitely something that I would want to consider. And yes, even though you will not be able to, maybe in the current solo raids, just do a lot of damage to the bosses, remember, these are some of the earliest solo, in fact, like the earliest solo raids in the entire game, and everybody was weak back then. So the actual scores you need to try to get these rewards is pretty low. These were done before the collab, and so I did not have Chisato yet or anything like that, and my power was a lot lower, and I still managed to get like close to like 500k here. 500 mil here, and that's good enough for like the second frame and stuff like that. And I think maybe just a little bit more, like just a little bit playing, maybe like a month later, I can definitely, like, I would say full clear this challenge stage and get everything I need to from this. So don't think that you have to have been playing for like a year or something like that to get these rewards. They are within reach of a relatively new player, I would have to say. And if you need these things to upgrade for things like your favorite items, then you might want to check this out. Anyways, I said that I would show you the VOD of me killing Mother Whale. But before that, if you enjoy this content and want to see more like it, please give me a like, a comment, and subscribe also. Your support is greatly appreciated. Anyway, enjoy me killing one of the most hated bosses in all of Nikke. So you saw right there that my power was pretty low. In fact, killing it with this power did get me onto the low clear list, which I'm very happy about. At least I think I'm there. You can't check after you kill the boss, well, because the boss is dead. Anyway, I have 8 Asian Buddy on the team here, which I actually literally just pulled right before I started doing this. And right now, you'll see one of the big benefits of its Snow White Heavy Arms is that she instantly kills all of the missiles that the boss shoots, which is really helpful in just maximizing how much damage you want to do and everything. Now, the boss will summon ads, and you definitely want to kill them, otherwise the boss will kill you. And the boss's mechanic is, as long as the core is up, then the boss will give a shield to the ads, which make them only take 1 damage. Now, the ads themselves don't have a lot of HP, so you typically want to try to bring units that attack quickly, if possible. But you can snipe the ads before the boss buffs them to do even more damage. Now, again, stronger teams can basically just go for the core and try to kill it as fast as possible. Unfortunately, at this current deficit that I have, that is not really an option for me. Now, this is the hardest part of the entire fight, which is these elite mobs, which they do a ton of damage randomly. Now, the goal for here was to try to kill 4 of them. I don't know how many I killed.
Oh my god,
but
they
see
all lived.
Right there.
Holy, okay. Wow.
I barely lived, right? The leader was like almost dead, but thankfully just barely hanged on. And because of Naga, I'm slowly healing back up. And after this, it's more a matter of just execution on, trying to kill the boss and also doing enough damage. I have gotten to this point before, but I timed out in the fight just because my damage wasn't high enough. And I think the survivability that I got overall definitely helped me a little bit, and the damage too with 8 Agent Bunny also helped me at the same time. But yeah, that's basically the entire fight. overall if you're struggling with it. So anything that hits multiple times, kill the ads. If you're strong enough, just go for the core. Killing those like summoning ports will do a lot of damage to the boss too. Another thing also is that the boss's hitbox for those ports is really small, so you probably want to turn aim assist up all the way to help you with that. But don't forget to turn it back down after, because aim assist is kind of annoying with like how it snaps sometimes to the target, and it can make your mouse movement a little bit, whatever. But yeah, truly riveting stuff there. Anyway, I'm Neptune. It's been a good one. Till next time.